the #1 most affordable city in America, one of the top places to raise a family, one of the least stressed out cities in the United States, as well as one of the best places to retire and the best places for young professionals. Those are all accolades of our beautiful slice of heaven of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And today, I'm gonna tell you the 12 things you need to know before moving to the Sioux Falls, South Dakota area. Today, we're also gonna be updating a previous video we did called the 11 things you need to know before moving to the area, and we cannot wait to dig in. Hi everybody, I'm Amy Stockberger, one of the broker owners at Amy Stockberger Real Estate. If this is the first time out to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about working, eating, sleeping, living and playing in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, then tap that subscribe button and click on that little bell so that you're notified every time we do a new video. We get so many people calling us who are relocating here, and we absolutely love it. So if you're thinking about making Sioux Falls your home, give us a call, text, or email. The number is right there on the screen. We have helped thousands of families not only relocate into our little slice of heaven, but also help them get fully integrated into the community. My team is the highest producing team in our area since 2017, and we know everything there is about living, working, breathing, and playing here in Sioux Falls. Without further ado, here are the 12 things you need to know before moving to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. #1, tax savings. We get to keep more of the money we make, and who doesn't love that? In my previous video, that was my #1 thing too, because it is that big of a deal. And South Dakota ranks #2 in the US for the best tax climate. In South Dakota, we do not have a state income tax or a personal property tax. So typically, states without that income tax usually make up that difference in their sales tax with their real estate taxes. However, that isn't the case here in Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls' sales tax alone is only 6.2% in the city, and then our surrounding areas right outside of our major metropolis area is only 4.2%. And our real estate taxes are based on counties, municipalities, and school districts. A really good rule of thumb for you though, because the two main counties within Sioux Falls are Minnehaha County and Lincoln County. And typically the rule of thumb is that the real estate taxes in Minnehaha County are a little bit less than they are in Lincoln County. The reason being is Sioux Falls, as we've grown fairly quickly over the last 20 years, we've had to put additional school districts in to support our growth. And as we've done that and growing out from the center, as we get past Lincoln County, which Lincoln County is on past south of 57th Street in Sioux Falls, anything past that will be in Lincoln County. Those real estate taxes tend to be a little bit higher because of that school district supporting that and all the new schools that are being built. A good rule of thumb, though, for Minnehaha County is that if you take the purchase price of a house and you times that by 1.05%, that should get you a pretty good average of what that owner-occupied real estate tax is going to be annually. For Lincoln County, do the same thing, but you're just going to times it times 1.15%, and that should get you a pretty good idea. So our tax situation is pretty sweet here in our home sweet Sioux Falls. One thing to note when talking about those counties, so our MSA has always included our Minnehaha County, our Lincoln County, McCook County, and Turner counties. But just recently, our metro area, our metro statistical area, has actually increased into Minnesota. So Minnesota butts up to us on the east side of our state, and it now includes Rock County, Minnesota, which adds about an additional just under 10,000 people to our metro area population. So that's going to bring us up close to about 315,000 people for population around that 2025 time frame. Reason #2, we love local. So again, we do not have that state income tax, which has made us just a prime location for businesses bringing companies in. And Sioux Falls is so loyal to our locally owned businesses. It's hard to get an exact estimate on how many are exactly locally owned, but a new stat came out that over 40% of businesses in South Dakota are family owned, making it the nation's leader in this category. So that's amazing. One thing about being locally owned too is that it's going to be from our big stores to our small stores. So from restaurants to retail services, we are just really intentional on making sure that we are supporting those local owners here in our area. From restaurants to retail services, we love our local owned establishments and we take care of our local entrepreneurs. We even have a massive stainless steel sculpture that spans across the Big Sioux River downtown, and it's nearly the length of a football field with a beautiful 15-foot gap in the middle. It's about 85 feet above the river, and it's called the Arc of Dreams. And this gap represents the leap of faith dreamers have taken here to have their dreams come true as entrepreneurs. And it's a nod to the entrepreneurs of the past, of the present, and those still to come in our beautiful area. The display is absolutely stunning. I'm going to put some information in it below for you to click out to it, but take a look at how beautiful she is. Number 3, cost of living. We are all very conscious of cost of living right now in our economic environment that we're in. Like I said at the beginning of the video, Sioux Falls is the #1 most affordable city in America, according to Reader's Digest that came out in 2023. We are 9.2% below the national average for affordability. The reason why I do these videos is that a lot of times when people are relocating or looking to relocate to an area, the data that they're getting is likely 2 to 3 years old, so you're not getting the accurate stats. These, you guys, are the most up-to-date stats. So from our utilities to our housing to our food and entertainment and healthcare, it simply costs less to live here than in most states. The average salary here in Sioux Falls is close to $60,000 a year. And Sioux Falls, according to Smart Assets, was ranked one of the best places to live on a $65,000 salary. We're ranked actually second in the United States. Our average home sales price is right around $365,000, and our average rental rate for a 2-bedroom apartment is about $1,050. Our gas prices are around $2.97, so right about $3 a gallon, and a beer or a glass of wine at an average restaurant is about $3, with a craft beer being about $4 to $5, and I would say a craft drink anywhere between that $5 to $7, depending on where you're at. Typically, my family of 4 can eat at an average restaurant for about $60 to $65 for the evening, and that would include us just getting just the main meal and maybe a couple drinks for each of us. One of our favorite places to go is Look's Meat Market, and they're located on the south side of Sioux Falls. They're actually on the south central side as Sioux Falls continues to grow, but this place, locally owned, is absolutely divine and so appropriate for everybody in the family. They sit on one of our public golf courses, Prairie Green Golf Course. Prairie Green Golf Course itself runs through about 6 to 7 different developments in our market, and it's a beautiful course if you're a golfer. But the restaurant itself has a full service restaurant. They have wood-fired pizzas. They make their own beer there. But on top of the restaurant, they also have a grocery store that's right in there. It's a beautiful small little grocery store with high-end items. They also have a cheese counter, a deli counter, a bakery counter. It is really a one-stop shop and has just a great atmosphere. So highly recommend checking out Look's Meat Market if you're ever in our area. To spin back around to the housing market, so like I said, average house prices are right around that $365,000 for a single family home. And we are seeing our market overall still continue to appreciate. As we're taping this, we're in July of 2024, and our market is sitting at about 4 months of inventory for all of our markets. Some of our lower market, 400,000 and under, is a little bit less. We only have about 3 months of inventory. And then we also have a average list to sales price still right now averaging out at about 99%. So the market itself is still continuing to build, which is good if you're moving to our area because you have a built-in appreciating item. And one of my favorite things is helping people build wealth through real estate. Actually, it's the vision of my company to help people build big, juicy legacies. And what you're able to do here is to get into a very affordably priced property and build that wealth very, very easily and steadily over a long time. And it's an asset that you can make money and memories in that will always just turn out to be really good for the investment side for you. We do have a lot of short-term rentals in our area, so we are seeing more increases of that. So if you are moving to the area, I have a full list of the best short-term rentals that you could get into if you're interested in doing that over a hotel. And our rental market, we did see a big spike in our occupancy for our rental market over the COVID time. It was the first time actually in about 2021, 22, where we saw about 100% occupancy for our multifamily. Sioux Falls is continuing to build tons of apartment complexes. So the rental market has evened out a little bit and rental prices have gone down a tiny bit in our area. Still, there are a lot of options for not only short-term, but long-term rentals here. And again, we have all the resources should you need them. Number 4, jobs. One of the next best things about our market is that our economy is very stable and very solid because we don't depend on just one industry to carry our economy. We have a lot of different industries that support us, which has been beautiful for us. Even back in the mortgage crisis, the Sioux Falls area didn't see nearly the downturn that the rest of America did because of that reason. And Forbes has ranked us year after year after year one of the best places to start a small business, and that has a lot to do with it because of our tax climate too. Some of our major industries in our market are medical, financing, banking, manufacturing, distribution, food processing, education, and retail. At the time of this taping, our unemployment rate is about 1.9%, which is the lowest it's been in over 20 years. We simply need workforce. One of the hardest things as a business owner in our market is finding that good talent. So we're always looking locally and outside of our market to bring good people in. I have hundreds and hundreds of resources and connections in our market. If you're looking to find a job in the greater Sioux Falls area, I encourage you to reach out and see who I can put you in touch with to help you with that because there are ample opportunities. Some of the big companies we have here is Amazon. They came into our market not too long ago and they employ about 2,000 employees here. They have one of the largest distribution centers out in our Foundation Park on the northwest side of Sioux Falls. We also have a huge hospital system, Sanford Hospitals and Avera Health, which are a big part of our employment numbers. Our Sioux Falls School District is a big part of our employment numbers, even our city of Sioux Falls. And right now, we currently have over $500 million in growth just in our downtown area that is likely going to employ over 1,000 more people in our Sioux Falls area. It was just recently released that CJ Foods, a giant Asian food distribution company, one of the largest actually, is going to move forward with them opening their company over in our Northwest Foundation Park. That's likely going to have close to 1,700 jobs that are going to be available at that company alone. Number 5, we are growing, and growth means opportunity. On average, Sioux Falls brings in about 5,000 some people new into our market every year. We are simply growing, and I just don't think that there's going to be an end in sight. So the continuation of more and more jobs happening because of our favorable tax climate is going to be even larger as we keep growing. Sioux Falls surpassed $1 billion in building permits in 2023 for the second time in a row. And one of the ways we were doing that is we just really do have good leadership here in Sioux Falls, and they've been very smart, forward thinking on ways to make sure that as we scale beautifully and in a way that makes sense. And like I said, with that $500 million of growth that's in construction right now in downtown, our downtown is becoming the most vibrant and distinct downtowns of any mid-size Midwestern American city. Number 6, winters are easy peasy. Well, if you've lived here your whole life, they're easy peasy for the most part. Silly story, but I'll tell you this. So for those who are coming from very, very warm climates, yes, we do get cold in the winter. Our wind is typically the biggest issue though. If we had mountains surrounding our city, we would be the perfect city in the entire world, I feel. But I had to have my thyroid removed, which if you didn't know, your thyroid helps regulate you staying warm. So I am cold all the time and I can still do it. So winters are for the most part manageable. And we get asked that all the time, like, really, how bad are they? Don't believe everything you read on Google. This last winter that we just had, again, taping this is July of 2024. Our last winter was beautiful. We hardly had any snow. The weather was beautifully warm and we deserved it because the winter before that was a tough winter. It was cold for quite a while, longer than normal, but they are manageable. And the nice part, we have amazing stores, retail here, some locally owned, that have the best winter gear you've ever seen. So it is doable here and we make it through each season. But the nice part about having a winter means that we get 4 seasons. And I will tell you, being born and raised in the Sioux Falls area, I love having all 4 of our seasons. It allows us to have the fall foliage. It allows you to really appreciate that spring when it comes. And every season, we have lights out sunrises and sunsets. I'm a sunset and sunrise girl, and I'll tell you, comparing them even to Florida, which is another love of mine, I think they sometimes, without the water, outbeat the Florida sunrises and sunsets. The cold weather typically starts in November and runs until March for the most part, if we're blessed to have that favorable winter. In January, it's typically the coldest. And again, our winds are usually the biggest issue. We get about an average of about 45 inches of snow a year. And we typically have 1 to 2 big snowstorms that shut down schools, which isn't that big of a deal. And if you haven't had a snow day as a kid, you don't know what you're missing when you're up praying at night for them to call off your school. So it's a big deal here. Kids love it. The only part they don't like is when they tack those school days on at the end of the year. But again, 1 to 2 really is the average for most winters. Sioux Falls ran really well on our leadership side. We have over 60 plows and sanders, so it's very rare that you can't get around the city. And even if you don't want to push your own snow at your house, I have you covered. We have partnerships with all the best companies here in our market, so I will have the resources to be your super connector to set you up with any type of service you're going to need for home ownership, whether it is snow removal, lawn care, or HVAC, window cleaning, you name it. I will have it for you to take care of your house through all of the seasons. Around December and January, the average temperature is right around that 25 degrees, so that can be pretty manageable. With the wind, that can dip down to the worst. You've seen it is the below, 20 degrees with that wind chill factor in there. But for the most part, it's not as bad as you think. And any questions on that, please lean in. I'll hook you up with some of our other clients who have moved in, especially if you're coming from a southern climate, to see what their experience was. Number 7, traffic truly is a breeze. On average, you can get anywhere in our city within 17 minutes. And unless you're going from our extreme east side to our extreme west side, which you will not do, only realtors do that, it should only take you about 17 minutes. We have 2 beautiful interstate systems. Our I-29 runs north and south, and then we have I-90, which runs east and west. This makes it really desirable for a lot of major companies who are doing transportation, distribution, all those things, which helps us, again, our economy and our job force. We also have our Veterans Parkway. So in our city, you can't drive all the way through our city. Our 2 country clubs are right in the middle of the city. So to get around Sioux Falls, the only way to go east and west is going to be all the way across 41st Street or if you go all the way across 12th Street, which turns into 10th Street. And so to make up for that, we have a 229, which is our intrastate that hooks up and whips us around the city, which allows transportation to be a pretty easy whip to get to where you need to go. And then right now they're just finishing off what's called Veterans Parkway. And Veterans Parkway hooks up, it's on the east side of the city. It hooks up to I-90. So it helps for our sales tax income too, because people coming in from Minnesota, because we have such a large shopping district here compared to anywhere else within our market or within close to our market. We're actually the biggest shopping district between Minneapolis and Omaha. So we bring in a lot of out of state and out of town people to shop here in the Sioux Falls area. So Veterans Parkway hooks up to I-90, allowing really easy way into Sioux Falls that way on that east and west interstate. And then it goes down and it's going to be about a 55-mile-an-hour parkway. And it's in the process of being built, and it'll eventually go behind about 85th Street as it's going north and south, 85th Street, and then it's going to hook up to I-29. So another incredible whip around our area. And another beautiful thing, because as I've talked about in other videos, is that we do have an infrastructure stoppage. So right now on the south side of Sioux Falls, we don't have anything past like that 92nd, 93rd Street. We don't have the sewer and water in yet. And so we have like all of our new construction that's really pushing to the east and to the west and northeast and northwest of Sioux Falls until right now, because what's happened now is they've opened up 85th Street. 85th is going to connect over to I-29. So it's going to be a really awesome fairway for people to get through, a great artery, but it'll also connect over to T. South Dakota is a small little town just 5 minutes to the south of us that's really becoming South Sioux Falls. So it's created a solution for people who want to be in South Sioux Falls and we don't have the infrastructure. Now with this connection, it's even easier, and whipping into T, which is a self-sufficient little community. It is awesome. It's a little suburb that has everything you would need, including houses on little ponds and lakes, from fabulous restaurants, great shopping. It's just a really awesome solution for everybody on filling in that void of not having infrastructure in place yet. And as far as traffic jams, it is very rare that you will sit through during high traffic times, morning and evening, before work and after work. If you sit through 2 to 3 traffic lights, that is typically meaning there may be an accident up ahead, and or it could be that we have construction going on. So again, super easy to navigate. The streets themselves are on a beautiful grid, so easy to get around. I've talked about this before, but our east and west divider is Phillips Avenue, which is the main artery that runs downtown. So anything 123 east, like 5th Street, would be east of Phillips. 123 west is west of Phillips. And then our north and south markers are 9th Street. So if it's 100 North Phillips, that's 1 block north of 9th Street. 100 South would be 1 block south of 9th Street. So all around, traffic is pretty easy to manage. Number 8, entertainment. Sioux Falls has a ton of entertainment for being a mid-sized city, but we have large city amenities. So this one has so much crammed in it that we're not gonna waste time showing me talking about it. I'm just gonna dig in. This is without question one of the best things about living in Sioux Falls. From the state-of-the-art moving theaters to our water parks, there is not only something for everyone, but something for everyone year-round, which is a big deal because we have those 4 seasons. I'm going to start off with 2 of our favorite entertainment venues though. Rough Cut Social, which is an axe throwing bar downtown, and it's open for any ages to come down and enjoy a nice day, evening out, as well as Escape 605. Axe throwing and escape rooms are all the rage right now and have been for a while, and Sioux Falls has 2 of the best in the business. Rough Cut Social is a great place to spend an evening with friends throwing axes, and Escape 605 has a ton of fantastic escape rooms that are constantly changing, and the best thing is our clients always get a 10% discount. Thunder Road is one of our great local entertainment spots too. They've got standard summer attractions like mini golf and go-karts, but they also added in an indoor area for year-round fun with a restaurant, arcade, bumper cars, laser tag, and 2 features that are first of the kind for our area, a hyper bowling and a 7D theater.
If you haven't checked these out, they are a blast. And just down the road from Thunder Road is the Great Plains Zoo, which has a lot more than you might expect in a city of our size. We have tigers and bears as of the summer of 2024, lions, and so many other fun animals to see like rhinos, giraffes, and monkeys, and they just opened a brand new splash pad. And speaking of splashing, Sioux Falls has amazing pools. We have a Midco Aquatic Center, which has a 50-meter Olympic-sized pool and a kids' rec area. There are other fantastic pools in towns like Drake Springs and Terrace Park Aquatic Centers. And just west of town is Wildwater West. I was actually a lifeguard there in high school. And Wildwater West basically has everything you would need for a fabulous summer outing for the entire family. And you can't mention entertainment in Sioux Falls without talking about our Washington Pavilion. It is a 4-level building. It has a art center in it. It has 3 levels of science center, has a pavilion on the front, which hosts intimate concert. John Cougar was there. There's been some really great comedians that have gone through. And then there's also some really fun Broadway shows. A lot of times the Broadway shows come through our city before they head on to the bigger markets. So we get to see a lot of shows like Chicago, Book of Mormon, and Shrek the Musical. And if you want adventure for the whole family, the Kirby Science Center is amazing. There, the kids can learn about dinosaurs, how farms work, outer space, just to name a few up in that science center there. Super educational and entertaining at the same time. And we don't even have time to talk about all the incredible shopping we have, but we do have amazing shopping. It's actually the biggest shopping area between Minneapolis and Omaha. So we have our big Empire Mall, as well as a handful of big shopping districts and retail centers on each side of our growing city. And truly, Sioux Falls has some of the best entertainment of any mid-sized city.
Number 9, our parks are amazing. They truly, truly are. We have over 80 parks throughout our city, and they are so well cared for. Our Sioux River wraps around our city, and we have that bike trail system with over 36 miles of paved trails that all connect. So you could jump on at any of the areas around our city and could connect and drive or ride all the way or walk all the way around our city. The 36 miles is all of the paved. The loop itself is right around that, just close to 30 some miles. And because our city is so well run, all of our park systems are so clean and so lovely. And because of our park system, Sioux Falls is ranked in the top 10 in the United States for park systems. I truly cannot say enough about how lovely our parks are. Falls Park is a beauty. I've been doing community tours for businesses, bringing clients in from out of market for nearly my entire 20+ year career. And one of the places I always bring them on the community tour is Falls Park. And I can tell you, hand to heart, that I have never been at Falls Park, no matter what the temperature is, whether it's below 20 degrees or it's 100 degrees in the summer, where there hasn't been somebody there. The park itself is breathtaking. Highly recommend you take a peek at it. Again, it's our namesake. There's an average of 7,400 gallons of water that drops over 100 feet of our falls every second. So when you're in Sioux Falls, you have to go down to Falls Park. It is worth the trip. Another very cool park system that's being built right now that is actually just adjacent to the Falls Park is Jacobson Plaza. And Jacobson Plaza is going to be a giant refrigerated ribbon loop for people to ice skate on during hopefully about 3/4 of the year here in Sioux Falls. They're going to keep it refrigerated. During the summer months, they haven't determined yet exactly what they're going to do. It could be a roller skating rink, it could be a mini golf rink, but the refrigerated ribbon is going to be a giant addition to our downtown area. And then right next to it, they're also going to have an all abilities playground for all disability levels. They're going to have a warming house. They're going to have a cafe, open air shelters, another dog park and splash pad, as well as additional trail connections to a lot of the downtown areas. And that's going to be over, it's somewhere, I think, above $5 million additional that they're adding into that right now, and hoping to be done with that by the spring of 2025. Number 10, Sioux Falls is ranked the 35th best place to live for families according to Fortune. And I can tell you, as raising my family here, it has been an absolute treat. We have an almost 21-year-old and we have an almost 8-year-old, and the amount of opportunity that they have had being in this mid-sized city with large city amenities has been beautiful. And we have actually moved through both the public school system with our oldest, and we've also worked in the private school system. And to be honest, we have loved both. They have both had such amazing advantages for both of our children because they're very different aged. So one of the great things about living in Sioux Falls is that it is a very lovely place for schools. That is a question I get for clients coming in, if they're coming in from other markets asking, do I have to put my kids in private schools? And the answer is simply no. Our public school system is phenomenal. The ratings are out there. I'll put it in the show notes underneath too, what our Sioux Falls public school rankings are and Harrisburg school rankings. Brandon, which is a suburb to the east of us, they are ranked the #1 school system within our state. They are fabulous, and they're #1, of course, but it's not like they're #1 by a long shot. There has to be a 1. So they're #1 underneath the rest, who are very close in rankings to that. But as far as school systems, no matter which way you go, public or private, you will have a good experience. Also, the other part of being a great place to raise a family is we do have lower crime rates. A lot of the crimes that happen within our market are typically passion crimes, people who know each other, and not typically malicious crimes that are happening. So it's a safe environment to be at. And there are a ton of activities for kiddos to do and families to do. From our science center of our Washington Pavilion to our Great Bear Recreational Park, to our Sanford Sports Complex, which is out on the north side of Sioux Falls. There is so many options for kids of all ages. One of the newer things that came in, and I do have another video on this out in the Sanford Sports Complex, is one of the world's largest turf fields out here at the Sanford Sports Complex. There's over 18 new outdoor fields. They host baseball, softball, soccer, lacrosse, and they're expected to have over 1 million new visitors over 5 years for tournaments, sports training, and programs for both youth and adult league. It is a huge addition to our city that people are just absolutely loving. Number 11, we are South Dakota friendly. It is just a real thing. Again, I have toured people for almost my entire career from other markets considering moving into Sioux Falls, and it is the #1 thing they say when they get into my car is, everybody is so friendly. It is a real thing. People will wave at you. People will smile at you. I had one couple that was moving here from the Denver area, and they came in and were here for about a week doing their buying tour, had gotten an Airbnb, were in the grocery store getting stuff for the Airbnb. And one thing she said to me is, everybody acted like they knew me and smiled and said hi, so much so that when I went back home, I did the same thing there, and the response was so different. People were not smiling back. So it is just a thing here. South Dakota friendly is a real, live, breathing entity. You will love the people. A funny story I like to tell is a few years ago, there was a news story, both in paper and on our local news channels, and it was from our leaders that said, Sioux Falls, stop being so nice. At that time, there was some major construction going on a lot of major arteries, and because South Dakota people are so friendly, instead of following just the lights and going, when people would come up to an intersection, everybody was letting people in, which was stopping the flow of how it was supposed to work. So we got yelled at by our leaders that said, Sioux Falls, stop being so friendly. And number 12, finally number 12, guys, our culture scene and our activities in town now and coming into Sioux Falls are bananas. We have a vibrant entertainment and cultural scene. We host numerous festivals, art shows, music events throughout the year, all seasons. We have, again, the Washington Pavilion is a huge hub for arts and culture. There's a visual arts science center, performing arts science center. We have a beautiful sculpture walk that's down our Phillips Avenue downtown, and they change that every year. And we also have the Levitt at the Falls, which offers the city pays for 50 different concerts to come in every year of all these different genres for a free outdoor experience. Downtown, all around, Sioux Falls has so much to offer, from museums, theaters, galleries, you name it. We are truly have become a cultural hotspot. Some of the new things in the work is we have a new West Side restaurant and craft beer bar that's offering deep dish pizza right on the lake view. They'll have over 27 taps with hyper local focus, with great food. We have an immense food truck scene here with an extensive array of options. We also have the Steel District, which I've done a video on, that's going to have a ton of opportunity, not only for people to rent and own in, but the restaurant scene is going to be huge. There's going to be a high-end Italian restaurant in there. We're going to have a tequila and taco bar. There's going to be another high-end grill. There's going to be a handful of them that have fabulous patios, and us South Dakotans, we love a good patio. So you see us outside, there's a lot of times where even when it's just a little bit warm out, they have the heaters out and people are eating outside. So a ton of new additions, from breakfast to mid to average size meal plans to high end. We also have a new private golf course that's coming into town on the northeast side of town, which is going to be gorgeous. It already is gorgeous. It's going to be an 18-hole championship course. They're going to offer fine dining, restaurant, and lodging accommodations. And we have a first of its kind indoor waterless slide park coming to Sioux Falls. So this is going to be a family entertainment center that's going to be offering tons of rides, air courts, junior jungle climbing structures, and event spaces. All in all, there is something to do for everybody in your family at any age. Well, there you go. Those are the 12 things you need to know before moving to Sioux Falls. For a full service relocation and integration into our area, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. However you want to get hold of us, we will help you move into the area and we'll make it seamless with our lifetime home support model. We will support you with every step of the home buying process, before, during, and forever. Until the next video, see ya!